Okay, so real quick, constitutional rights, bills of rights, interpretation, gender, interpretation, Mary Christ mess. This is how we get into these ordeals in the first place, is violating a basic human right that is built upon the Bills of Rights, which is compound on top of, well, what sits on top of the Constitution, right? The Constitution, you know, we're making a sandwich here, babe. We're making a sandwich here. So, at the end of the day, if I was to be portrayed as a fundamentalist or a non-patriotic, yes, I'm anti-patriotism. Why? Because it leads us into colonialism. And we don't need to turn hands of time backwards. And yet again, you know, when it comes to hashtag boomers, it's just, they need a place to go chill. You know, it's the whole parental fucking issue in regards to, you know, daddy knows best. But, you know, I've never been a daddy's boy or a mama's boy. You know, I get too fuck less. You know what I mean? I'm here to correct, you know, again, break family karma. Because we're all family, right? And we're here to break generational curses within our bloodlines. So, I mean, I'm not trying to change no one's faith, but yet again, I am trying to pick a bone with religion itself. If you want to get into me being a fundamentalist of, you know, spirituality, tarot, voodoos, witches, you know, if I'm portrayed to be the devil in a situation like this, then I guess I'd be damned. But, you know, please at this point rewind to the beginning and please yet again hear, you know, my topic points. To stay within context, because at this point, you know, please do flip back and listen again into what I'm basing this context conversation about. Let's not veer off of that whole freaking crochet worth of a freaking scarf, right? So, yeah, I mean, just plain and simple. I mean, go research yourself and go connect your own dots. And I'm not here trying to feed you misinformation. I'm just trying to feed you how I'm trying to correlate certain things to make it make all sense. Because make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense for me, please. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, these whole, again, I reduce them through 3-letter words and acronyms. I hate them. Because, you know, especially in television programming and its media sources on how it's been weaponized. It's just been weaponized. Like, how can y'all not see that? Censorship. I am so down for censorship. I mean, not, you know, we can't, you know, there's a difference between showing an artistic nude body in a scientific, you know, way and total ass porn. Like, come on now, we're grown enough to know the difference, and I'd rather have my child, yeah, big old mo, but still I think I'm deserving of a family. And, you know, and I'll get into AI and psychology and, you know, sociology and guns and all that later on down the line if you just keep up with my mess. You know, at the end of the day, we're here to pivot, right? Pivot. Wall Street, bankers, centralized banking, PSE funds, yes, and I'm speaking to the cartel too, I'm speaking to the Taliban too, I'm speaking to terrorist groups. Like, in my mind, like, you're classified as terrorist groups thus for the reason that you're terrorizing people's, like, minds. Like, at this point, war is a total psychological failure in, like, all world leaders. Like, this is how we get into a whole mess of psychological issues and speaking into mental issues and mental health and the impacts of it all. But yet again, censorship is there to regulate what grandpa doesn't want us to hear. That's not cool. That's not open forum. That is not transparency. That's corruption. That's high tech. That's a distilled utopia. That is a false promise. Yet again, it's just ridiculous. I mean, if you disagree or agree with me, like, cool, like, write it down, tell your neighbors. I'd rather have you tell your neighbors than, share, in your own thought of a mess of what I said. If it does resonate, go tell your friend, go tell your neighbor, have that conversation with them, just to compile a better understanding of each other, in some interpretation of religion, if I'm here offering you a true utopia of self-worth, faith, love, unity, tech, privacy, balance, order, justice within law bounds, like in some interpretations of certain religions, I'm totally the Antichrist. Do not believe me. Distrust me. Shun away from me. Like, push me away. Like, and then you push me off to where? To some other idiot, some other fundamentalist that is just what? Saying the damn same thing? Like, and now I'm out here alone in the world. Do y'all feel alone in the world? Because, I mean, that's how it kind of is set up to be, right? And I'm not mad with the, again, the game. I would never hate the game. But I got beef with the player. With all that sleight of hand, with all that acronyms, without all that jarble, like, which is just making a mess of things. Like, okay, so if this formula doesn't work, let's just try to make up some sensible formula that's gonna apply it here, and then we're gonna flip it like this, and then we're gonna make this number appear this way, and then we're gonna and then we're just gonna use the media to send out keywords in acronyms, because most of America doesn't understand what the fuck we talking about. Weaponized media, psychological torture, and not just the American public, but the world at its worst. At its worst, because of fundamental religious values. Values are your values. We could compromise. We could talk about it. I want to bring newspapers back in a whole different type of way. But if I continue to add here, then eventually Elon Musk and GM are going to get together and be like, we're sharing resources, we're doing all this stuff. Well, at least I could speak certain things into the future, I guess, because, future president, 2024, babe, might as well set it up for me and, apply my formula, right? And see that it does work. And then hopefully, by the time we get to 2024, future president, 2024, right here, it's all set up nicely and neatly so I can go ahead and do progression in a positive state. Because I'm coming. One way or the other, I'm coming. May not be 2024, but 2024 is going to be hella good for me. One way or the other. Karmic ops, I'm coming. One way or the other, I'm coming. And the longer I digress, because of certain matter of the facts that, these divided, governmental, politician and world leaders get, the harder I'm gonna fight, because it really is just all part of the show. Es todo parte del show. So I guess the fat lady hasn't sung yet, so let's wait for the trumpets, right? I guess. Whatever. But one way or the other, I'm coming. So I hope that world leaders continue to make a positive change towards the future, because I'm coming. And when I get there, I do want it set up for us, we the people, we the world. Citizenship, baby. Cosmopolitan. How can we get to a golden era if fundamental religious extremist terrorists continue to misinform the public? Civilization. How? How do civilizations just disappear? And they seem like they were so primitive. Yeah, to future other people, if we continue the same cycle, we're going to be so primitive. Because we've yet not to hit the golden age. We haven't. The golden age is a myth. Atlantis type of shit. We keep sinking it into the ocean. Just like plates just continue to go. I mean, come on. Let's not even talk about plate tectonics. And how green gas is, and how like just little, I'll just put it this way. Inside Earth is not that difficult to get to when you continuously have these little vials. I forget what they're called, because yet again, that's not my thing. And I wish I knew a motherfucker that would know that stuff. So I could be like, hey, yo, you into this profession? What is that called? And they could be like, oh, this is what it's called. Oh, thank you, man. And how does this work again? But yet again, right? Censorship and like interconnecting people is not a good thing, because it like illuminates and it like brings up a vibration. But nonetheless, an Ethereum or whatever it's called, those little things where you put a little plant in there, and you close it, and then where it evaporates, and you just once in a while have to just drop a couple droplets of water into it, and then it creates its own ecosystem. So it's just not that far-fetched to think that there is an inside Earth. I mean, come on now. I mean, if you reduce it that way, I mean, in theory, yes. So exploration, who's been doing the exploration? Dark money. So, dark money, like, can we see the books? Like, why do we as a people have to continuously pay to release this information to us? I mean, yet again, there's another tax on information. I mean, tax on everything. Like, why should freedom of information cost a fee? Same thing in regards to education. In order for you to basically get that fundamental right, basic human right of knowledge and information, you have to pay a fee. You have to pay tuition. And it's just like a messed up game. It really is just a messed up game. I mean, again, I don't hate the game, but I got beef with the player, and I'm coming. I mean, relatable. Hashtag relatable. Hashtag relatable. Hashtag, like, I don't play with quantum physics. Hashtag, I don't quantitate, tightening, shifting, nothing. And if I pivot out evil's way. Pivot out of these formulas that just simply do not apply. They just continuously just split the pot, and the pot is nowhere to be existent anymore. But yet again, the pot, we know where it's at. We know where the little barrel of golden coins is at, in a cold wallet. So again, y'all seen my new theory into how to get out of a recession? And that's whatever I called it. I'm past it. That's why I need like 100 assistants. And they will all be hella paid. That's what I'm saying. That's my inspiration. That's my goal. That's where I want to get to. I don't want to just wake up in the morning and wipe my ass. Like, if you want to reduce it to that, yes. I'd rather just wake up in the morning, wipe my ass, do a bunch of thinking, and then just have it all worked out one way or the other. Like, I really do want to be an umbrella corporation. In a good way. Because if I'm going to make zombies, I'd rather tell you about it and then get your opinion. Because, like, hell yeah. Like, why not? Like, let's fuck around and make some zombies. You know what I mean? But with better regulation. That's like, we could all fuck around, make some zombies. But, hey, we all know about it. Like, you know? What is it called? COVID, what is it called? Gain? Like, you're gonna gain something, or game like a juego? Like, game's a function. Does that not sound like totally like code? Game's a function. It is not that far-fetched. Hashtag conspiracy. Hashtag hyperbole. Hashtag criminal law. You know? It really is not all that far-fetched. So, yeah, baby, I'm coming.